It's not easy being the lead actor in something, especially if it's a movie. Unlike TV, movies are something that audiences pay to see. That's why it's so hard for actors who are famous and popular on TV to get roles in movies. You can't get a movie role just because you're popular. A sober audience won't choose you just because you're popular, and producers know this, so they don't choose just any actor for a lead role. If you're popular, you might get a supporting role, but you don't get a lead role just because you're popular. Acting is the most basic of the basics, and if you have an actor who can't act, it's a recipe for failure. You have to have faith in that actor. I want to see his work, and I'll pay to see the work he chooses. There aren't many actors who can give you that kind of trust, and not every movie they're in is a box office hit. And it's even worse for women than it is for men. There aren't many movies with older female actors in the lead roles, and it's even harder for a female actor to lead a movie to the top. One of the actors who can do that is Yung Hung-hwa. Off the top of my head, I can only think of Jeon Yeon as an example of a female actress in her age group who can lead a movie on her own. Although she hasn't appeared often, Yung-hwa has done well in each of her films. Most of her movies are slightly comical rather than serious. Her latest movie, Gorgeous Her, is also a comedy in that sense. In the past, I've done a lot of more serious roles. My recent roles have all been comedic, with Jung Yung-hwa at the top of the list. That's the case with My Wife and Okay Madam. They both did well at the box office. If I were to watch Bright She, I would choose it entirely based on Jung Yung-hwa. The co-stars are Song Se-wook and Bang Min-ah, neither of whom are actors I can honestly choose. They're supporting actors that you can choose depending on the movie, and of course they're supporting actors in Hwaseongan Her. It's a movie where Yung-hwa is the one who carries the entire movie and does the hard carrying, and the bottom line is that I didn't like it. You can tell from the movie poster that it's a comedy. It's not a serious movie. The comedy genre is not trying to be funny on purpose. You should laugh at the situation while making it well. If you make a gag on purpose to be funny, it becomes unfunny and childish. The recent movie, 30 Days, made over 1 million moviegoers, and I really enjoyed it. There's nothing intentionally funny about it. I laughed while watching it because the situation was well crafted and the actors played it well. Unfortunately, there were very few scenes like that in The Brilliant She. Apparently, those scenes were meant for the audience to laugh, but there weren't any. I wasn't the only one laughing. Usually, when I watch a movie at home alone, I don't laugh much. Laughter is infectious and contagious, which is why you can't help but laugh when you see it in the theater. I'm paying to see a movie, so I go in with an open mind. If you don't laugh, it's a failure. If you don't laugh, even if it's a comedy, it's a failure. The director, Lee Sung-jun, has seen it all. His first movie, Spy, was a comedy, and it was somewhat successful. His second movie, Limit, was a more serious movie, and it didn't do so well, but I didn't feel bad about it. This movie was again a comedy. The whole story is that Yung-hwa is a con artist and Bang Min-ah is her daughter. Song Se-wol is the father and son who do cultural smuggling, and they're super rich, and the whole context is to scam and steal the treasures in the house. The process is also a bit choppy. A movie doesn't have to put in a lot of unnecessary stuff. Unlike a drama, you have to show the core in a short amount of time, and I thought the Bang Min-ah episode was a bit unnecessary. I know she jumped into acting after Hi-Ri in Girls' Generation, but it was hard to see her really acting. I know she's been acting in more independent works than popular works, so it was nice to see her this time. She's definitely a scammer mother and daughter. Even in The Police, Yung-hwa is the one who needs to be caught. She does something strangely good at the end. You think it's weird when a movie ends with a bad deed, but in fact, Yung-hwa was a scammer who did it to make a living. It was a bit of a surprise at the end, and there was no nuance in the middle. I watched the movie believing only in Yung-hwa, but this time it was a failure.